Okay, hey everyone, and welcome back to another Saturday morning vibe check and another pick a card reading on my channel. So excited to have you here. So Saturday morning vibe check is a series I have on my channel, and basically every Saturday I try to upload a video where we explore the energy that's currently surrounding you and maybe get some insight into the weekends, the week ahead, just general energy check-ins, basically like what it is that you need to know right now or a message that you need to hear right now. So a lot of different themes tend to come up in each pile. Usually each pile like picks up on like one specific theme. So sometimes it's like career focused or like relationship focused, or just maybe just like a specific lesson that you're trying to work through and heal from. So it's kind of interesting how it works out that way. But yeah, so very excited for today's reading. We have a lot of great cards here to get into. And so we have three piles to choose from. Pile one is featuring the amethyst heart-shaped crystal. Pile two is featuring the tree agate crystal. These are so spinny. As soon as I put them back down, they like do like a whole full pirouette on the. And then pile three is the blue aventurine crystal. Or I'm sorry, blue sodalite crystal. So if you are new to pick a card readings, basically what happens is you basically lean into your intuition and pick a pile that you're most drawn to. So, if something to ask yourself is, if I were to walk away from this reading right now, like which pile do I want to get the most advice from, or like which pile do I think will give me the answers to help me understand what it is I need to know right now. It is totally normal to be drawn to more than one pile. Feel free to watch all, both, or none of those videos if nothing's really piquing your interest today pile wise. But otherwise, I will give you a few moments to pause the video. If you'd like to meditate on the cards, feel free to go ahead and do that. And yeah, just really lean into your inner voice and try and, like I said, like understand like what it is that you need to know right now. This is just a general energy check-in. And by the way, I should say this is also a timeless reading. So even though I upload these on Saturday mornings, like if you're watching on like a random Wednesday, like it's not like, oh, this reading isn't applicable, no, it's timeless. It's just a fun theme that I have on my channel, trying to upload every Saturday and do something fun where we can both be cozy, grab your favorite breakfast beverage. Mine is usually coffee or tea. Actually mostly just coffee. I mean, it's rare that I ever like deviate and drink tea, but sometimes I do. So anyway, yeah, get cozy, pause the video if you'd like, and try and to, pick the pile that you're most drawn to, and I'll see you over there. The timestamps will be linked below. And I'll see you over in your pile. Bye. Hey there, pile one. What is up? Welcome to your pick a card reading and your Saturday morning vibe check. So as I said in the intro, usually these Saturday morning vibe checks don't have a specific theme. So we just kind of leave it up to the universe or your spirit guides on, what it is that you really need to know right now. So basically just trying to understand the energy that's currently surrounding you, what the common themes are, either right now or upcoming, just trying to get some insight and maybe help you through some difficult times on this weekend or some great times this weekend, whatever that may be. So if you chose the amethyst crystal, then this is your reading. So I'm actually going to start this time not with tarot. I'm going to start with your healing mantra messages. So let's see what healing mantras you got today, pile one. Okay, so number one is, I'm going to get through this. Okay, so immediately pile one, if you are going through a difficult time right now, or maybe this is like predicting something that's about to happen to you, just know that you're going to get through it. You definitely are strong enough to handle whatever it is that comes your way. I think, we'll obviously get into some specifics on whatever this is speaking to, but I think there's just a general message here off the hop of you're going to get through this, whatever it may be. You also have, I have everything I could ever need. I really love that. I think some of these, messages are really, really awesome. So let's see. I am worthy of all good things that happen to me. And then you also have, I am enough. So immediately pile one, I don't know if you're obviously going through something difficult right now, like I said, but I think it's important. I think your main message, like off the hop, as I'm just sort of immediately diving into your cards here, is that no matter what it is that you're going through, whether that's a difficult life situation or a breakup or a divorce, whatever it may be, I think, or maybe, a job loss, like something like that. I think it's important to know that you are strong enough to get through this. And, it's totally possible that like, because of what's happening to you now in the moment, like, like that might feel painful and sad and whatever it is that you're currently feeling. But I think it's important to know that you are worthy of good things and you can have everything that you need right now at your disposal to feel positive, to know that you're going to get through this difficult moment. And also don't lose sight of the fact that you are enough. So again, like whatever it is that you might be going through right now, I think that's really important for you to understand and to keep in your mind. It's definitely easier said than done to, if you're going through something really hard, I don't want to minimize that by saying like, oh, well, just think positive thoughts and, you'll be great. No, like feel your feelings, feel the feels. But I think it is just also important to know that, you have everything that could ever be good for you is just on the other side of this difficult time. And honestly, you don't even know, like sometimes for difficult times, again, I'm not trying to minimize, what it is that you're going through, but sometimes difficult times really open up new doors and new possibilities. So it's kind of like try and understand that you are enough to have great things and the bigger picture is coming down the line. So that's really important to know. So let's actually switch to your tarot cards and see what tarot has to say on the matter. So you have the Three of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and Strength. Okay, pile one. I think there might be some maybe difficult conversations that maybe you were having or maybe going through or maybe have just recently gone through that maybe has led to like a bit of a separation. And I think what's really interesting is like pulling Strength at the end, I think really kind of spoke to the first messages that we were looking at from the healing mantras where, it's like you are enough and you are strong enough to get through this and you will get through this. So whatever difficult time that you're going through right now, again, I don't want to minimize whatever it is, you can keep that close to your heart, but I think it's just important to know that you will get through this. And I think what's interesting is like within your reading, you have a lot to celebrate and you have a lot of love like surrounding you. So even if you are going through a tough time in a relationship or, maybe at work, it's actually even possible that maybe you just ended things with someone. Maybe there was like a third party situation like in the mix. Totally possible. I don't want to scare anyone, but I think that's totally possible here. I think maybe you just started seeing someone and you were ready, or maybe you were like ready to like fully commit to this person and you found out that they were also seeing somebody else or something like that, which is really, really hard, because I think it like, you might have had different intentions for a specific relationship, but then that other person like may have been acting like they were on the same page as you, and then maybe behind your back like they actually weren't, and that's always hard to go through for sure. I mean, it's happened to me before. But I think it's important, like I said, like the I am enough and you're going to get through this, and the Strength card to me really signify how strong you actually are, and how I keep wanting to say like it's like act from like a place of grace and forgiveness versus retaliation. So again, I'm not exactly sure like what exactly happened to you or what it is that you're currently going through, but if that resonates, that's just kind of like the general vibe that I'm feeling, is that just keep focused on the fact that you deserve better and that you are enough and that you will get through this for sure. Okay, let's take a look at your oracle cards from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. So you have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher, and Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. So yeah, I think pile one, I think again, like if you're going through like a difficult time right now, I think it would be interesting, especially with like the Three of Cups and Three Pentacles too, is like if there is someone who you might consider like a mentor or like a trusted friend or family member that you might want to like go to and like talk to about this, like, or, like if it is like a bad relationship thing that's happening to you right now, like maybe somebody else has gone through that in your close circle that you can sort of like rely on. It's sort of like this like sisterhood aspect of like a mentor sort of like coming in to like help teach you to understand the ways or like teach you different methods of like getting through difficult times or whatever that might be. I think that would be beneficial for you this weekend, pile one, as you sort of like work through this difficult time in your life. And I think it's also important to know that like kind of like what I was saying earlier, like even if you're going through something difficult, like as painful or as difficult or frustrating it may be, I always try and not in like a toxic positive way, but I always try to like come at it from like, okay, what am I actually learning from this experience? Like, how will this experience make me stronger in the long run? And it's kind of like, I think that's what is important to stay focused on right now. Like, difficult times happen to us in life. It's not just a straight, easy path, even though we all wish it was. But I think no matter what it is, it's almost like in 5 years, I feel like you're going to look back on this moment and be like, I'm so proud of myself for staying dignified, for not acting out of retaliation, and for just like recognizing your own needs and that you are enough for like any situation. And it might even help you like right now, whatever you're going through, like if it is that bad relationship or a breakup or whatever, a divorce, a separation, or even if it's just like a job loss, I feel like there's like a significant loss. It's sort of like something was here, it was going along really, really well, at least from your perspective, and then out of nowhere, it was sort of like the rug got pulled out from underneath you, and you're maybe trying to like grieve through this time right now. It's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting. And, I think, like I said, I think that just goes back to like, life is not easy and we will get through it. You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, and again, I don't want to scare anyone, but I do feel like relationship wise, like if there was a third party situation and you decided to end things because of that, I think, I don't want to say like you made the right decision, but I think there's a lot to be learned from this decision. And I think that the fact that you sort of chose yourself over staying in a situation where you weren't necessarily valued or respected, I think that goes a long way. And I think, like I said, in 5 years' time, if you're in a new relationship, you might look back and be like, no, like, I'm really happy that I did that I ended things with that person because I deserve better and you are enough. So, all right, pile one, those are all the messages I have for you this weekend. So if this message resonated, please like the video. Please subscribe. I will be uploading more Saturday morning vibe checks. Like I said, every Saturday, or at least I'll try to. I know last weekend I didn't necessarily get to it. But every Saturday I try and post a new video, and then I'm trying to film a bunch of new pick a card readings, not a part of my Saturday morning vibe check, every week as well. So stay tuned for more of those. So, all right, pile one, I hope this message resonated, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, hey there, pile two. Welcome to your Saturday morning vibe check. I hope you're doing well on this. If you are watching this on the Saturday morning that I posted it, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Join me if you want to grab your favorite breakfast, beverage, or pastry, or whatever it is that's going to make you feel cozy and good. By all means, feel free to go ahead and do that. So let's jump ahead. Let's jump right into your tarot reading, your pick a card reading today. No specific theme on today's Saturday morning vibe check. We're just kind of looking at the themes that might be surrounding you right now, or the energy that's surrounding you right now, and what it is that you need to know right now. So if you chose the tree agate crystal, then this is your reading. So today I'm actually going to start with your healing mantra. So we're just going to kind of start off your reading with just some general themes of, like I said, like what is the current energy surrounding you right now. So let's see. So you have, today I will love myself. Love it. Good things are coming. I am happy. And finally, I am ready for change. Okay, pile two. I think this is awesome. I think, just from like reading or seeing the cards that came out immediately, I just think good things are coming. today I will love myself. I'm ready for change. I think pile two, I think you're kind of, like I said, like this I am ready for change thing. It's like, I think you might be kind of like going along right now and like, yeah, like you're happy and you love yourself and like all those things. But I think you're kind of like excited for like what's next in life. And I feel like you're ready to make that change specifically. And I think you're like just ready for either a new stage in your life, something that's going to bring you even more happiness and that will love yourself even more. Like maybe it's moving to a new country or starting a new job or finally starting that creative project or going on that date, whatever it is. I think you're sort of like ready to sort of like shake up the status quo and really jump into something new, because I think, like it's almost like, you're ready, it's time. Things have been okay and they're fine and you're happy, but I think it's time to really, really now create your own happiness and start a life that feels more authentic to you, which is like really exciting, honestly. So let's see what your tarot cards have to say on the matter. So you have the Six of Swords. You have the Three of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and finally, the Two of Pentacles. Okay, let me move everything down so that you can see. Okay. So pile two, first thing, your cards are amazing. All cards are amazing, right? Like, it's not like, oh, like if you got the tower, I wouldn't be like, well, pile two, I think you just call it quits. No, I think all cards are amazing, but I just have to say, like, I think the tarot cards that you did get are kind of like building on the happiness and that what we saw from the healing mantras, which is like, yeah, like you might be ready for a change and you're ready for something new to kind of like come in and like sweep you off your feet, whether that's like you're kind of like waiting for this, like maybe for some of you it might be a relationship or something like that, or maybe for some of you it's kind of like waiting for news of like travel, because we have like the Six of Swords and the Three of Wands and things like that. And I think sometimes to me like those two cards like can indicate like travel or like movement, at least like specifically like the change part, like the Six of Swords, like you're ready, like you might even be like on the way to creating positive change for yourself, like where maybe things were feeling like really turbulent in the recent past or in the past. But I think, maybe this weekend you decided to be like, hey, no, I'm putting my foot down and making this big change and going to go ahead and make big moves in my life, which is really cool. But I think it's something that has been sort of on your mind for a while, and maybe like energetically you were waiting for this energy to kind of like come in and like really push you and push you to like make that change or make that decision. So that's really awesome. And I think by doing that, I see like a lot of positive things happening for you. I think once this sort of like change comes in, I feel like this might actually be like someone from your past like coming in to like either offer you a relationship vibe or just like a partnership. So like, if you're ready for like a change, you're ready to jump into a relationship or someone, I definitely see that on the cards for you. And I think even if I don't really know that you're necessarily like the pile that has been like dying to be in a relationship, but I feel like maybe lately you've been kind of like pining to like experience life with someone. And I do see that sort of that energy coming in, whether it be this weekend or upcoming, and it's going to bring you a lot of stability and sort of like balance things out. Like, I feel like your reading right now is bookended with sort of like balancing cards in a sense, where like the Six of Swords sometimes I see is like a balancing card because you're moving from like turbulent waters into something that's like more stable. And then same with like the Two of Pentacles, where typically it's depicted with the person like balancing the coins, and it feels a little bit turbulent, but you're sort of like, okay, I'm juggling, I'm doing great, I'm finding my balance. So I kind of see that for you. And I think whether it be someone coming in to assist you in that way, I think it's something that you have been sort of like wanting, is a sense of stability. Maybe that's what it is. I think maybe like the energy that's surrounding you is like this sense of stability, and maybe that like sense of like, it's like chicken noodle soup for the soul, kind of like whatever it is that your inner child might need, kind of thing. So I think I do see that coming in for you. And I think it is going to be a specific person, possibly from your past. Like, I'm not saying this has to be like an ex or anything like that, but maybe it's a friend from overseas coming to visit you. And, you sort of have like a great time that sort of like inspires you to like make a change in your own life. Or maybe some of you do go on a date this weekend and you meet someone and it sort of like inspires you to make a big change in your life or something like that. There's sort of like this energy of like someone or something coming in with their heart really full, and either they're offering that to you or they're offering you the inspiration to fill your own cup this weekend or upcoming, so to speak. And I think that's going to be really nourishing for you. And I think, if we're talking about a relationship, I think that will, like, the more you fill your own cup, the more you have to offer and to give to this other person, right? So it'll be like a reciprocating energy. But even if it's not a relationship, it's still about like a reciprocating energy where it's about like balance and their heart is full, your heart is full, your cups are full, and so you're able to like pour out of your own cups, so to speak. But it's definitely a change and it's a departure, I think, than maybe some of the energy that you may have been feeling recently, or maybe that you've ever felt in your whole life, perhaps. So let's take a look and see what your oracle cards have to say on the matter. You have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Okay, so definitely speaking about, actually I'm going to put this over here because it does remind me of the Six of Swords in a sense, where you're sort of moving from like turbulence into positive, stable waters. Like maybe pile 2, you guys have had it really rough. This is obviously a reading, so you'll know better than me, but I get the sense that it's sort of like you're moving into a space where things are finally feeling calm for you and stable and good. Like I said, I get this feeling of like nourishing. And I think that's like more of like the message that I want to convey to you is like, allow this change to come in because it's going to feel really, really good for you. Like, don't be scared of this change, like it's only good. Okay, and then we have share your voice. Oh my gosh, come out of the cave. Yeah, like, guys, it's time. Look at this. I just see, it's almost like this is the cave that you're crossing into. And I see you getting to this other side and you're like, wow, like, it's amazing. Like, I have always wanted to see this side of my life, or like what my life could look like in this way. I've been dreaming about this. I've been waiting for this. So yeah, let the change come in. Like, don't be afraid of it. Definitely like lean into whatever this person, or maybe if it's even just like a feeling or like a spark of inspiration, and let it fill up your cup. Like, that's what maybe it's about, like, this weekend is about like you filling up your cup, like I was talking about earlier. And I think that is going to bring tremendous change for you. I don't even think it's going to feel scary. Like, I think something's going to open up for you, and you're going to just be like, I'm running towards these pyramids because this is something I've always wanted and I deserve it. So pile 2, I love this for you. These are all the messages I have for you this weekend. I hope this message resonated. Stay tuned for more Saturday morning vibe checks on my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, hey there, pile 3. Welcome to your Saturday morning vibe check. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday if this is when you're actually watching the video. If not, no worries. Hope you're having a great day. So like I said in the intro, today's Saturday morning vibe check, and like most of them that I post on my channel, we're really just kind of taking a look at the common themes, taking a look at the energy surrounding you currently for this weekend, maybe the week ahead, and hopefully we'll get some messages on how to navigate that. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So for those of you who chose the blue sodalite crystal, this is your reading. So actually this time what I've been doing is I'm starting with the healing mantras and not your tarot cards. So let's go ahead and get started in that format. We'll see what your healing mantras have for some quick messages just to kind of start the reading off. So you have, I am good enough. Of course you are, pile 3. I will not talk to myself negatively. No, you won't. I deserve better. And it's okay to rest. So a couple things, pile three, I'm starting to wonder if maybe, especially with this, it's okay to rest card if you're that person that sets really high goals for yourself, which is awesome. I mean, I could sometimes be considered this person, but then when you don't actually get to them, it's like, you're like devastated, like the world's over, like, oh my God, I'm terrible. Like I can't accomplish anything. Like you're really, really hard on yourself, basically. And I think the message here is like, it's almost like what I'm feeling is like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And it's totally okay to be honest with yourself and to check in and to just be like, you know what, I'm doing my best. Like I'm doing what I can to achieve certain goals in my life, or like whatever it is that you're sort of like working toward right now. Like this is your reading, so you'll be obviously more aware of that than I am. But I think it's one of the messages that I'm getting is like, don't be so hard on yourself, especially if, you feel like within your body, like you need to take a break, like just take a rest. Like it's okay. Your work will still be there tomorrow, like, or in an hour, like whatever it is, I think it's important to really like just take a rest, take a beat. And maybe that's what you're sort of feeling this weekend. Pile three is a little bit of like burnout, and it's like, you're like, oh my God, like, I don't want to be like, behind, or no, like I have to continue doing whatever it is that I'm working on because I have these lengthy goals, things like that. Like that's great. Like keep working towards those goals, but it's important to know that you need rest. And I think you'll find that you'll have more sort of like creative ideas, or like you'll be less hard on yourself, the more you can give yourself a little bit of a treat, or like a little bit of a break kind of thing. It's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting. And really it's because you deserve it. I think with this, like, I deserve better. Like you deserve to like, yeah, obviously like have the things that you want out of life, which, sometimes we set those as like really like lofty goals. And you deserve those things. Absolutely. And sometimes you'll have to put in the hard work, and it is hard work, and, whatever, to like achieve them. But it's like, you also deserve to like live your life in the moment and also like take a break, so if you find yourself like feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or like entering into like feelings of burnout, I think like this might be your pile, because it's really just important. Like, do not think negatively of yourself. Like, exactly like this card suggests, like you deserve whatever it is that you're working toward, but you do not deserve to talk to yourself negatively, basically. And, yeah, so let's see what your tarot cards have to say on the matter. So you have the Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, pile three. I feel like this is like genuinely like my go-getter group. But I do kind of get the feeling that you're at either like a frustrating point of like that go-getting attitude, or like if you are like working toward like a creative vision, whatever it is, I think it's important to, like we were kind of talking about earlier, like, yeah, like we all want these things. Like we want to like be looking back, at the work we put into our lives and be like, wow, like I am successful. I did this. I accomplished all these things. But I think it's also important to remember to like to live in the moment and to have fun and like be spontaneous and, do all these things, or like even just like give yourself a break, like emotionally, what can you do to, either take a step back or like walk away from your creative project for like a little bit. And I think that will help you like maybe find some more inspiration, like I think if you do this, like I think if you sort of like give yourself a rest and give yourself a break, you're really going to find a lot more creative visions coming in on like how to achieve this goal that you've set for yourself. And I think maybe like this weekend, you maybe are sort of like starting to like put in that work. You're like, you know what? I have to be true to myself. I have to take a break because I am really, really overwhelmed. But like, your vision and your goal is still there, right? Like you want to be successful. You want to do all these things. But I think without stepping back and like really, really just walking away for a minute, like it doesn't have to be forever, right? But, go out, whatever it is that you're working toward, like, I think it's just okay to give yourself a little bit of a break this weekend, pile three, or this week, or like upcoming, like whenever you start to feel, or even if you can get ahead of it before you start to feel overwhelmed, I think it's now is the moment to avoid burnout and take a step back emotionally. And I really just see like new ideas just like piercing through the overwhelming feelings, or maybe like because you're overwhelmed, you right now maybe feel a little bit like cloudy as to like how to move forward, and you're getting frustrated and like tense. And I think like I think it's like by taking a step back and like just reconnecting with yourself, and whatever that means for you, I think that's really going to allow a lot more creative ideas to come in. And I think you'll find yourself as being sort of this Knight of Wands, sort of like passionate, like running towards your goal, like really, really passionate and creative. I think there's going to be some really like interesting ideas that come from you sort of taking a step back for a minute. Like it's not even like putting it down. It's like just taking a beat, like let's just maybe this weekend, let's go on a road trip. Let's just do something else. It feels like the past couple months you've been really, really hitting the pavement and doing all the things for this initiative or this goal or this project that you're working on. But I think it's time to kind of just like check in with yourself a little bit and avoid burnout by really taking a break, which is totally fine and normal, right? We all need this. And it's also like, maybe some of you are even like trying to like outweigh a decision on how to like take the next step in this goal. Like you maybe have reached a plateau and you're just like, you know what? Like I am just like, I can't believe that this happened. I just need to kind of like, whatever, like take a break and like, not feel bad about it, but just in order to keep moving toward my goal, I need to just sit this one out, but it feels like a small block, like it feels like I said, like if you just kind of like take this weekend or take this week, or really however long you feel like within your heart and your soul, like take that moment and just don't think about it. I know that sounds crazy, and please don't take, obviously like use your own judgment or speak to a professional before you take any advice. Like, if your entire business is going to fall apart, like don't just do that because I said so. But I think it's check in with yourself, see where you can take breaks, see where you can rest. And I think you'll start to see that like if you do need to make a decision, you'll have sort of like this like idea, just like, oh, I know what to do now. It's kind of like the feeling, right? But it comes from putting it down for a minute and walking away. And I think you're going to find some inspiration in that for sure. All right, let's see what your Oracle cards have to say. We're looking at the, oh my gosh, what is this deck? You know what? I'm going to link it below because I think it's Find Your Light Oracle deck. It's gorgeous. I've got these a while ago and they're so pretty. But you have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. And I think that's important to know, right? It's like, I don't know why I keep getting this like vision of pile 3, like you're really like working towards a big goal. But maybe that resonates with you, maybe it doesn't. But I think it's important to remember the plan, right? So it's like, see the big picture here. Like if you take two days out from working on this, is that really going to be detrimental to the end goal? Like probably not, right? Like there's a plan, like you're laying the foundations now for this to come into your life. So like it's okay to kind of like take a step back a little bit and evaluate, maybe reevaluate, figure out if what you're working toward, or maybe like the pace in which you're working toward this goal is what you actually want. And don't be so hard on yourself because there is a plan, like whether it's a divinely guided plan or a plan that you created yourself, like don't forget the plan. And it's important to remember each step of the plan is important. So right now you might be laying the foundation, right? Like seeding the light into achieving this goal. But sometimes we got to take a break, it's totally fine. And here's why. It's because you're creating this vision for yourself and you just have to have faith that it is happening. So even if you do take a step back, even if you do take 2 days off, it's going to be fine. It's happening. You can't miss what's meant for you. And I think that's really what's important too. And especially with like divine plan, I think it's like, if you take a step back and really evaluate like what the big picture of your entire life is, like I said earlier, like, if you take 2 days off, like it's probably not going to be a huge detriment to the end goal. And you really deserve it. And, don't be so hard on yourself if you're sort of like presented with a difficult decision that needs to be made right now and whatever it is that you're working toward, because I think no matter what happens or no matter what decision you make, it feels like it's going to happen for you regardless. So, have faith in the bigger picture. And I think it's time to get some rest, pile 3. I really do. I can feel that for you. So, okay, these are all the messages I have for you today. I hope this message resonated. And I'll be posting more Saturday morning vibe checks and other pick a card videos on my channel. So stay tuned and like and subscribe. If you're enjoying these, I hope that you are. I'm enjoying them, enjoying creating them. But anyway, pile 3, I will see you in the next reading. Bye.